Yeah, look, they said that I couldn't do it, so I went and did it. W's only, you know I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, I've been on a mission. Go. Okay, let's get it. Got a little time on my hands like a wristwatch. I don't got time for the brakes and a pit stop. Race through the gridlock, take it like Chris Rock. Right to the chin, still win. Heavy metals like Slipknot. Got the driving, I got tunnel vision. I just hit my stride the way I run the business. I've been making paper like I'm Dunder Mifflin. See the end game, I got one division. Look, I just did it. W's only, you know I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, I've been on a mission. Go. Okay, let's get it.
Tonight we race where every push can make or break a race, and one perfectly timed move can turn an ordinary night into an unforgettable victory. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Eliza Bethel alongside Matt Sisler for the Ring the Siren 160 at EchoPark Speedway. Matt, how you doing tonight?
Well, as I told you in the pre-race, Eliza, I'm glad to be in the booth for tonight's race here at EchoPark Speedway. Not so much on the track as I'm watching them wreck going into turn 3 from a bad push. Not that I hate this track, but I very much prefer to watch the chaos than be a part of it at this track. It is a white-knuckle thrill ride all the way around.
You know, we have driver spotlights in the booth tonight, and I feel like we've already had this conversation with them, and they agree. They would rather watch it, but man, I love the chaos. I would love to be out there, but I can see why you guys feel differently. So, while we're talking about those driver spotlights, let's get them in here tonight. We welcome drivers for Redline Motorsports, Dakota Wilkins, pilot of the number 44, and Craig Meyer, driver of the number 25. What's up, gentlemen? How you doing tonight?
Doing good, thank you. Good.
Awesome. All right, well, you guys are in here, so we're going to get this party started with the interview. And the first one is going to be hard, but, one-worded. It's going to be describe EchoPark in one word. And we're going to start with Dakota.
Insanity.
Yeah, I got to agree with you. There's no better word, I think, so I love it. How about you, Craig? What do you think? One word for EchoPark.
Chaos.
Yeah. We've seen a lot of that. I already told Matt, I said I think this is the most wrecks I've seen in practice so far this season. So I think we're going to see a few cautions tonight, guys. Just guessing, though. All right, question number 2. What is one thing we don't know about you? And we're going to start with Craig.
Let's say I would probably say it has to be I work a classified job for the Department of War.
Really? Wow, very interesting. How long you been doing that?
I have been there a year and a half now.
Okay, and do you like it?
I absolutely love it.
Awesome. That always helps when you love what you're doing, so I love to hear that.
I agree.
All right, Dakota, what about you? What is one thing we don't know about you?
I know some people know this, but started 2 years ago. I started running in demolition derbies with my brother, and it's fun, actually attending the wreck cars and not having to worry about keeping them straight for once.
Which was your favorite race that you did? Do you go to different places, or is it just at one location?
No. I go normally just do one, the local county fair.
Yeah.
We've had plans, like, I think it was last October, we went out to Utah to try to do an event there, but my car, the day we were supposed to leave, my car wouldn't start to get on the trailer, so we just left it and just took my brother's car. But yeah, he into it, so he runs everywhere he can, and I just normally do local stuff. And
that's awesome.
I got a 4th and a 3rd my first 2 times out, so I'm like, well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, heck yeah. That sounds like an absolute blast.
It is.
I would say so.
Be
And how long
chaos
you been
and-
doing that for?
This would be year number 3.
Wow.
For-
Okay.
my brother's been doing it for pretty much his entire life. But
Nice. I love that. That's so cool. All right. Next question. If you could hang out with 3 in real life drivers, past or present, who would they be? And we're going to start with Dakota.
probably Dale Jr.,
Nice.
Truex, and
Ooh.
might be a little curveball, but Michael Waltrip. He seems like a fun one to hang out with.
Oh man, he would be. He would add absolute craziness to that whole threesome right
Yes.
there, for sure. All right, what about you, Craig? Who's your pick to hang out with 3 in real life drivers, past or present?
I would have to say Davey Allison.
Nice.
Rusty Wallace, and Dale
like
Jr.
You know, most people pick Dale Jr. and I love it because who would not want to hang out with Dale Jr.? I mean, he's just all around freaking awesome.
Yeah, he just seems like the guy you could sit down, have a beer with, and talk about anything.
Absolutely. I'm with you. I love the choices, guys. All right, next one. What is your favorite car and track combo? And we're going to start with Craig.
Oh, let's see. Honestly, I would probably say the Texas redesign with the B card.
Xfinity is fun. Yeah, I like that. That's a good combo. All right, Dakota, what about you? Your favorite car and track combo?
Would probably say the original ARCA cars at the Nashville Fairgrounds.
Ooh, dang. Yeah, that would be a fun one for sure. That can keep your hands full for sure.
And normally I'm not good at short tracks, so I have no idea why I like it, but I've always liked it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't know that I've actually tried that yet, so I might have to look into that. All right, and this question was brought to you by Stephen Maggio, and his question is, do you enjoy milk? And if so, which type? We had a whole conversation about this 2 weeks ago, so we're going to start with Dakota.
Funny enough, I have to have a glass of chocolate milk before bed every night or I can't sleep.
Really? All
Yes.
right, all these
don't know
milk
why
drinkers.
And that way, yeah, it's been that way since I was a kid. So
Oh, that's kind of cute. I love that. All right, Craig, do you like your milk or no?
I love my milk. I'm a 2% whole or a chocolate milk kind of guy. And
All right.
I love me some milk and cereal.
You gotta have milk and cereal. You can eat it by itself, but that's just, you gotta have milk at least for that. So I'm with you on that, but man, I never knew there was so many chocolate milk drinkers, especially. Like, I love some chocolate milk, so that's awesome.
yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's got to be good, ice cold, and like super thick, and it's just, oh my god, it's good.
Okay, now you're making me crave some chocolate milk, guys. Let's calm it down a little bit. All right, and I am going to ask you guys one more question. Do one of you or both of you have a question for our next set of drivers, which is going to be Polish Hammer, aka David Moransky? And if you have one, just let me know.
I have a question.
Okay.
Is a hot dog considered a sandwich?
That's a first. I like it. Dakota, you got one for us? Or are we sticking with Craig's?
I heard something in the iRacing chat. Someone did the McDonald's jingle, and you know me, I work at McDonald's. What's your favorite item to get from McDonald's?
Okay, I like it. You guys, all the drivers have come up with some like very interesting questions, so I'm down. I'm down for it. All right, that is it for us with the driver interview, but thank you so much for joining us in the booth and chatting with us. It was a lot of fun. And, you know, I'd like to say that so far everyone has had just insanely good luck that have been in the booth, but sometimes that's not the case. So I am gonna say good luck to you guys, and I hope we see you after in the booth.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hope so as well.
Yes.
All right, enjoy the race. Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
All right, Matt, we're here.
Yes.
It's going to be a heck of a race out there.
Mhm.
It's going to take me like a little bit to find their chat here. Let's see. But what are you expecting from us tonight?
I mean, talking to my contact in the car already, he said, you know, aero loose is definitely going to be the phase of the day. So, get ready for guys getting loose in the pack. I saw right as we came to air, we had a big crash in turn 3 that looked like somebody just pushed somebody into the corner, got them loose, and it just collected about 8 cars. So we're going to definitely see that. It's going to be a battle of survival. It's what makes EchoPark a plate race that runs also like a short track, in the fact that you just have to survive to the end. And unlike the other plate tracks where you have somewhere to go if something goes wrong, you don't have a whole lot of space if something goes wrong here. From personal experience, there's not a lot of places to hide around EchoPark.
Yeah, it's so true. And I've done a few races here, and you get tight behind somebody. If you're in front of somebody, you're loose going into the corners. I kind of feel like a lot of drivers are not going to hug that bottom line. Of course, you may not have much of a choice, but it gets so incredibly loose down there, and it wants to pull you up the track. And let's talk about in the middle of the race when your tires are starting to wear. It is absolute chaos because your car is wanting to turn and spin the entire time. So you're just really holding on and hoping that nothing happens. And I can tell you, these guys have really been testing the boundaries during practice. And so we've seen a lot of chaos out here. But I do think we're going to see a couple of cautions. It's going to be a super fun race. And we're almost done with practice. So that means we're going to get ready to go into qualifying. We'll see what kind of lap times they put down. But so far, Joe Turley is on the top of the speed charts with a 29.334. And Matthew Gale has a 29.367. So I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of close times. And I do want to say, Matt, you know, we have this double yellow line. You can cut that in qualifying. However, you cannot use below that line to gain position in the race. You will get a penalty for that. So that's something that these drivers will have to keep in mind.
Absolutely. They just have to be aware. And it's a thing drivers have to think about. And, you know, for somebody like me who runs different leagues, it sometimes gets crossed up in my head some leagues will allow you to run that in qualifying and some don't. And then you wonder why you're even further off the pace than you usually are, because spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen me try to qualify on a plate track, outside of one shock wall at Daytona earlier this year, I don't qualify well on plate tracks at all. At all. I don't know what it is. I'll do everything right, and I'll be sitting there going, how am I 2/10 off the pace? I did everything right. How am I this slow? So
it's kind of crazy because just a little turn of the wheel, just too much in the corner can cost you a lot of time. And just a different line running up too high or down too low can make all the difference. So you feel like you can do everything right, and sometimes it's just a smidge off. So it can be a little frustrating for a lot of people. But here we are in qualifying. We have Travis Stroney out there, Joe Turley, Jordan McGraw. Quite a few drivers trying to get that lap time down.
I'm probably just trying to just get a banker lap in, just qualify. Plate rate, this is another track where you probably want to be closer to the front more than at other tracks we go to in terms of plate racing, but mainly just because there's so much chaos that can happen middle to the back. But really here with these cars, chaos can break out anywhere in the field. It's not just, oh, you don't want to be mid-pack, or you don't want to be at the back in case you lose the draft, although that is true. with this track, all it's going to take is one bad push around here. As I see Steven Maggio's in the session, so he's excited for this one. I've seen his comments. He's like, "This is the best track ever," and I've just all the other comments like, "Are you mad?" But it should be interesting. Be interesting as I see Travis Stroney come across to finish his qualifying run of 31.644 on the second lap.
Yeah, he did awesome, and here he goes. Fortune Poston going to go to the top of the board right there with a 31.535. And as you said, Steven Maggio, he is out on track. He won 3 races in a row, and then his teammate went and won a different race right behind him at Nashville 2 weeks ago. So that team is looking extremely strong, and I know Maggio, everyone is looking out for him because he's going to be a strong one tonight. So we'll definitely keep our eyes out on him. And David, I see you out there, both David. We have David Moransky in the race tonight, and Sober David in chat. He says, "Did I just join in the middle of a wreck?" Quite possibly. We've seen a few of those in practice, but we are in qualifying currently. And Matthew Gale goes to the top of the board, 31.524. So he is the fastest so far.
That's absolutely insane. He's not as I see Tom Flitcroft get him by just a little bit, but man, and doesn't cut the dog leg either, at least on my screen. So that's impressive that he did that without taking to the dog leg.
Just resubbed for 85 months.
Yeah,
He
you
did identical laps too. Oh no, the second one is the 5.25. My mistake. My
Very
screen
close, though.
showed it. Yeah, my screen showed the same time for both laps for a moment, so I don't know why it did that. But no surprise to see Flitcroft at the top of the board.
That's a name that we haven't seen in quite a few races, so it's great to see Tom out here once again. Brooks Mustaine in his Pickles car. He is out there currently 7th in time. And David, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well out there. We still have about 5, 6, 7, quite a few drivers out here trying to get those lap times, including Steven Maggio, Brody Folliker, and Dylan Robb, Philip Bridgman. So we'll see where they end up. But man, the lap times here, no surprise, they're just going to be incredibly close. We have a 4:98 on the board, and that's going to be by Brendan Book. So he is absolutely flying a heater of a lap, no doubt.
Absolutely, and hopefully he has better luck tonight at EchoPark than Kyle Larson did yesterday. Sorry to all the Kyle Larson fans out there. Not a good day for Hendrick, surprisingly, at a track where historically they're very good. Like IMS is a track where Hendrick is historically at least one car is up fighting for the win, and really we didn't see a whole lot of it after Larson spun.
I don't know what was going on with
Liza.
Hendrick. I know. I was like, what? I tuned into the race, and already he was like way in the back. What are you gonna do about it?
I mean, not putting down Alex Bowman, but when Alex Bowman is the top guy and he's 15th, you're looking around going, what happened?
Yeah, things are not going well.
Because it's like if Chase and Larson don't have good days, you're at least thinking that, okay, where's Byron? And Byron just didn't have it either. Like, for all 4 cars to like have a problem or just not be fast, that was a surprise.
I agree. But here we go. These guys are starting to grid up. Qualifying took place, and Brendan Book, he got pole with a 31.498. Austin Mitty, he's going to be on the outside in his number 77. Steven Maggio, he is going to be in row 2 along with Tom Flitcroft in the number 8. Row 3 is going to be Matthew Gale in the 67 alongside Jimmy Cocker. Row 4 is going to be Fortson Poston, the 12 machine, beside Luke Allen in the number 7. And row 5 is going to be Evan J. Adams in the 29 car with Brooks Mustaine in the 54.
He's hoping to recreate some of that Todd Gilliland luck from yesterday as well with that Grillo's Pickles car.
My thoughts exactly.
Row 6, we have Thomas Harmon in the 18, Joe Turley lined up to his outside, Jordan McGraw, David Moransky behind them in row 7. Row 8, Tristan Helf and Nick Tarana, Brody Folliker and Dylan Raub behind them, with Philip Bridgman and Travis Stroney rounding out the top 20.
Joe Burr going to be in 21st in the 93 machine with Andrew Sanford in 22nd. 23rd is going to be Francis Hamilton in the 48 machine with Jose Ruiz in position number 24. 25 is going to be John Velocity in the 87 with Michael J. Adams in the 26th position. Craig Meyer in 27th with Riley Sawyer in 28th. Dakota Wilkins in 29th and Brian Pizzikimi in 30th. So that is going to be our field. Brian, he does not like to qualify, so I'm curious to see where he's going to wind up tonight. But man, it is going to be a fun race. I'm super excited to see what these drivers do, but I'll tell you, chaos is definitely possible here tonight.
Not just possible. We have a higher than we have an as for like if the Storm Prediction Center was saying it, we have an elevated risk for big crashes tonight here in the ATL.
Yeah, I think so. Mr. Coward, it has not started. We're just getting ready to go to green flag. This is lap 1 of 104 laps here at EchoPark Speedway. And Austin, hey, you know what I say? He's going to get that win. It is coming sooner or later. MJ Seal says, what's wrong with Bowman Sisler?
I wasn't saying anything was wrong with Bowman, but Bowman just hasn't been, he's just not been good this season. And when Bowman's the lead car around Indy, where Larson and Elliott are historically pretty good, you got to wonder what's gone wrong. That's all. I want Bowman to do good. I like him, but he's not doing great. As we go to green, I'm defending myself.
Here we are, green. They're going too wide all the way through. These guys, man, already fanning out. Take a look at this. These guys, track is all the way taken back. Man, I'm kind of curious. Are we going to see these guys try to go single file, or will they stay too wide?
I'm expecting people to try to single file out as quickly as we can. It may come a little later, though, given the tire wear. Nearly trouble, and there goes Maggio around in front of the pack, and the Grillo's Pickles car into it.
Man, oh man, as soon as I got on with Brendan Book, it just looked like there was some contact between a few cars. We'll see if we can't find out what exactly happened, but man, yeah, it looked like contact between the 51 and the 5 and just pure chaos after that. The 54, 24 involved. That's going to be Philip Bridgman. It already starts, Matt. Here we go.
Yep. Yeah, it's bound to happen. And these cars, I don't know if Brendan I got to look at this again. I don't know if Brendan, I think there's a little bit of net code involved, because I don't think Brendan came up to door check, Steven, which we have seen happen at this track. I think there's a touch of net code that pushes the 5 into the 51, and then the problem is Tom Flitcroft is just on Maggio, and at that point there's just nowhere to go, and it just snaps the 51 around. Good job by a lot of the field to scatter and avoid. Unfortunately, a couple guys, like you said, Eliza, involved.
Yeah, I want to get Austin Mitty. He's finally in chat, so I can pull him up for an interview. Austin, it's Eliza in the booth. How you doing?
Pretty good, you?
I'm doing great. How was it looking out there? What happened with that wreck that happened in front of you?
I don't know. I thought we were all about to get killed. I'm not gonna lie. That was really scary. That's
Go
ahead.
What is the key to survival tonight?
Not gonna lie. I doubt I will. I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked for this race, but I mean, just miss the wrecks, and hopefully people aren't pushing aggressively, and there's 100 laps, so hopefully we sit for a bit, but I doubt it. There's already a caution lap too, so
yeah.
we'll see.
We shall see, but you're out here going to lead us back to green. Is there anyone behind you that you're anxious to work with, or you feel like you're by yourself?
Probably by myself. But if I'm at the end here with Dylan, I hope Dylan wins this race. So.
That would be awesome to see, but hey, your win is still coming too, so we'll see what happens here.
Appreciate it.
All right, well, good luck to you as we move forward in the race. All right, you heard it there from Austin Mitty. He's just holding on for dear life, just trying to make sure he can make it through this race. But he's had such an incredible season along with several other drivers. So, yeah, tonight you just got to take care of the car and hope that the chaos doesn't find you.
Exactly, and it's not even, like, a number of these drivers didn't do anything wrong, and in reality, we can kind of, a lot of the time we can put it on somebody, can't we? This time, Brendan didn't come up too high, Steven didn't come down too low. There was a little bit of netcode that kind of snapped Brendan into Steven, and there's just Tom Flitcroft is just right on Maggio, because you have to be on somebody to make that push in the tri-oval, and it's just no time to get out of the way of it. It's just unfortunate for a number of these drivers.
Yeah, it looks like Brooks Mustang is still in pit lane, so hopefully we'll see him come back out soon enough. But man, oh man, first caution already of the night, and it has been a very caution-free season, I've got to say. Very clean season, but tonight, this is just, it's going to come with the territory here. This is just one of these tracks that is going to breed cautions. I don't know how else to say it. It's a lot of chaos, a lot of action, and we're already seeing it tonight, but we're getting ready to go back to green, and Austin Mitty is going to lead us there. He gets to go in the box here, so we'll see how that happens. He thinks he's going to be solo. We'll see if anyone works with him, or is he in fact going to be solo coming back to green?
Green. Well, you got to have somebody. You can't. This isn't like the 1980s where you can Bill Elliott and just drive away from the field or drive from 2 laps down. You're going to need help, but we'll see what he does. As Brendan drops in behind him here. Front 5, 6 cars now lined up. Number of cars doing it as David Moransky jumps out of line, the first car to do so, and then here comes Jimmy Conker to the outside of Matthew Gale, headed for turn 3.
See if he's got some help on that high side. He does have a taker, and it will be David Moransky. He's got Jordan McGraw behind him, so that outside line is starting to form, but that inside is going to be extremely strong. Now, we talked about it in practice. I do think these drivers are going to want to go up into that middle line. Once this mid-run happens, it just gets very, very treacherous on that inside line.
I think they're going to have to be kind of forced to. There's not going to be a whole lot of being able to keep the car down. This car, with its tire wear, it's just going to naturally gravitate and run higher. And the way you're going to take advantage if you are on that second groove is to pinch the inside line down, because that person will have to come off the power to not spin or get into you, and you can just carry that momentum by them on the high line. The high line, you wouldn't expect it that a plate track we'd be talking about like high line versus low line unless one line has like a massive run on a plate track, but here it's almost like running Daytona or Talladega in the 1987 cars. You have to actually lift. You have to be judicious with your throttle inputs, and you even have to drag the brake a little bit in the corners just so you don't obliterate the tires and have a lack of grip in the back half of the run.
Yeah, some of these drivers in practice were quite surprised. They were just going full throttle and completely lost it in that corner. So, is something that these drivers are finding out, that you cannot full throttle it through these corners and expect to stay alive. I mean, you have to take care of the tires on this track here at EchoPark Speedway. It can just be very treacherous and spin you straight around, but we have Jimmy Cocker out here in first. David Moransky, who gained 12 spots already tonight. He sits, he goes out straight to the lead, so he's got that high side momentum with Brendan Book behind him, Jordan McGraw, and he's going to be side by side with Jimmy Cocker, who is in that 11 machine.
11 and 7-Eleven at the front of the field, and at the stripe that time, David Moransky did lead by just about a nose. We see this track's characteristics of its style of plate racing coming back inside lines, through the corner, the outside line, gaining all that momentum back on the street, able to make it work up there. Nice job, Brendan. Chevrolet's linked up high behind the 7-Eleven. You got Austin Mitty low, and he's proven he can run solidly in this series. You've said it, Eliza. His first win is coming, and he's in that Ziegler car. That car is threatened to win in real life.
I agree, and we got Austin rooting for Dylan Robb to win, so we'll see if that happens. Dylan Robb currently sitting P19. You see him in that 16 machine. He's just holding on, trying to keep that vehicle clean. We'll see how he moves up, but he's got a little bit of a climb out there. But this is one of those tracks where one single move can just gain you a ton of positions, or you can just lose everything that you're working for. It's just, we'll see which way it goes.
And it can happen so quickly where you make them. It can happen where you have the same thing happen, or both things happen in the same lap. You can make a brilliant move to go by and get a position, get to the lead. You know, go from make a 3-wide move in the tri-oval, go from 5th to 1st. But then all it takes is you not being used to how the car handles in clean air for the first time. You get loose as Brendan Book in the wall off with 2. Field scatters around him. And that 5 car took a shot to the wall.
Man, oh
and
man.
I think commentators cursed.
Yeah, Brendan Book with a ton of damage on that right front, and he has just been plagued with solo incidents this year. Not sure exactly how is happening with him, but I'll tell you what, I know he's got to be tired of those instances happening each race. So we'll see if he can change his luck around, but we are still green somehow. Everyone avoided that, as he's going to have to come in and repair that car.
Yeah, and a little further back, we were lucky that wasn't a caution, as 44 of Dakota Wilkins actually got loose further back. He clipped Jose Ruiz, and Ruiz was able to I think he used the wall to straighten out his 23, but very near, and Dakota was in the back way away from Brendan. He just got loose trying to get on the brakes, and that's another thing you have to be aware of is I don't know if he has low brake bias, but if you have a low brake bias and you have to stand on the brakes in these Gen 7s, they like to snap around. They will snap around very, very easily. The brake bias being very overpowered, even compared to the O'Reilly's cars. So that's something else you got to keep an eye on, especially if we get green flag pit stops.
Absolutely, yeah. And a lot of these drivers are going to raise that brake bias back up. You just have to make sure you get a clean entry. I mean, if you come in and you're speeding, game over right there. If you come in and you're spinning out, again, that's going to be the end of your race to try to get to the lead or win it, unless you get another caution in. So these drivers have to do everything that they can to make sure that their pit entry, pit exit is absolutely perfect. And not only that, you're trying to avoid the chaos that's going on right now during the race. So these guys absolutely have their hands full tonight. And as a driver, I love this type of track. I love the chaos of it. But, you know, like you, I can say I'm happy I'm in the booth, but it is fun. I love driving this type of track. So a lot of these guys, I know they're looking forward to next week when we're not here, but man, oh man, it is a fun one.
And like, if you've got a good handling race car, if you can figure it out, it's not like this isn't fun to do, but it's just it wrenches on the nerves every lap when you're in the pack, because you see somebody twitch in front of you, you see multiple cars twitch in front of you, and you brace to have to dive out of the way. Like, that's always something when we come here, Eliza, where I have to, like, I already have it in my brain of, okay, if they're off 2, I do this. If they're off 4, I'm just going down pit road, and I'll ask for like a black flag clear. Like, you have to have evasive maneuvers in your mind when you come to a place like this.
Absolutely. We're currently on board with Riley Sawyer. He sits 19th. He started 28th, and you can just see there's not a lot that you can see on this track. You're looking at the back bumper of the driver in front of you. You're trying to make sure you're not going up too far because you will run into the driver that's on your high side. There's just so much that you have to be aware of. Make sure that you're feathering that throttle going around the corner, staying off the guy in front of you. Meanwhile, you are loose, guaranteed, or you're tight depending on how close someone is behind you. So there's just so much that is going on in this race that these drivers have to be aware of. And we're on lap 20 of 104. There's plenty more racing to be had.
For sure, and we're going to have something else for the first time tonight as this lead group comes off turn 2. They're catching the lapped car. They're catching a lapped car, slow car, Dakota Wilkins, running around here after his incident on the back straightaway with Brendan Book having his problems. We'll see how this field negotiates it. This track definitely the most narrow of any plate track, and I've seen a lot of accidents happen when fields catch left down cars. Actually, really nice from Dakota there. Could have stayed up, could have made the field go to the two bottom lanes, but he just gets out of the way and goes to the apron. That's a good sport.
Yeah, knowing Dakota, he's not going to want to mess up anyone's race, so he just got out of the way. Unfortunately for him, I just feel bad. I feel like, getting these driver interviews in pre-race sometimes is just not good luck. I don't know what to tell you, but we still have plenty of racing left. I guarantee a caution or two will be coming out, but these top drivers looking very confident, looking very, very strong. Jimmy Cocker in the lead currently. That outside starting to form up extremely strong. Getting that momentum on the outside is going to be led by the 7 of Luke Allen. Austin Mitty looks like he will be in the 77 directly behind Jimmy Cocker, who is leading the race in that 11 machine.
And Jimmy, our Daytona winner from this season, I believe, Eliza, if I'm remembering correctly, he won Daytona, correct?
Yes.
So obviously way different style of plate racing. This is like a subset of plate racing compared to what we see at Daytona and Talladega, but not a surprise to see the 11 out front. Even if he says he doesn't like it, he proves to be quite good at it. And, I mean, he wins Daytona, and I think one of the first things he said was, I don't really like this style of racing. But not a surprise to see that 11 car at the front of the field, although the 7 and 7-11 teaming up on the outside. Luke Allen going to go by him down the back straightaway.
Yeah, he's going to be our new leader. He started 8th, so he's gained 7 spots, and David Moransky, trying
around
to...
in front of Flitcroft.
Yeah, man, oh man.
What can we do to try
and you
to
can
help
see
it if
some
we do
drivers
another
further in the
restart?
back. We'll have to break that down, but you see some drivers, Eliza, they must have heard me when I said evasive action off of 4, pit lane. Some of them went straight through the pit lane. Brody Folliker straight down pit road to avoid that.
Man, oh man, that is crazy.
You said drivers were going to get loose, and David
know.
didn't even he didn't even get a bad push. It looks like he just drove in, turned in like he was going to be fine, and the car just said, no, I have no more traction to give.
Yeah, absolutely insane. This thing sent me way back. I don't know what that was, but we'll try that again. I see David up there and just tries to, I don't know if he was just trying to turn down a little bit or just simply got loose around the corner. As you said, you just get extremely loose out here, and this is what comes along with EchoPark. I mean, it's just how it's going to be, but you see some drivers, I think we'll see some drivers coming in on the second caution.
Yeah, I think the whole field coming down at this point, and this is like the first symptom where you get a guy loose like this, and I don't know if Tom got him loose in the corner, but you could tell, like, he entered the corner. David was already a lane up from Luke Allen, and you don't really want to be doing that in these cars. And I don't know if Tom took the air off the spoiler or what, but a number of guys, heavy impact, and Tom got lucky the first time around where Maggio spun in front of him, and he didn't really get anything. Unfortunately, Tom got it kind of good with the right side there in this incident.
We'll see how they come out, but you see a lot of drivers rushing to that line. Jimmy Cocker going to beat them out, so he's going to remain in the lead out here. But man, oh man, These guys trying to gain every spot that they can. And let's talk about Jimmy here. He's got 3 wins already this season. He won at Pocono, he won at Coda, and he also won at Daytona. He said he feels confident that he's just had a lot of speed at every track he's been to. And as you said, he does not like this track. He actually said in Discord, can we not race here, please? He thinks that it's just so hard to race here and try to make actual moves without just being involved in chaos. But I think so far he's doing pretty good. And Polish says the arrow sucked me right around. Also, my headset died. So he was racing with no sound for like 20 laps. So that does not sound like fun.
No, it does not. And like you don't think sound like, well, what could he have heard in that other than starting to spin? If he hears the tires like especially getting loud on entry, he could have maybe backed the corner up to try to stay in behind that car and keep himself tighter than he is, because these cars get tight in traffic. So having no sound sometimes can really hurt you in unexpected ways. So that's unfortunate.
Oh, absolutely. Polish, I'm going to wish you good luck moving forward. I was going to get you in the booth here, but this race is getting ready to go back to green. Jimmy Cocker going to lead the way. Luke Allen is going to be on that bottom line as Jimmy has chosen the outside line. Austin Mitty been very confident here, very consistent. He's going to be on that inside line. You see Travis Stroney gaining 17 spots. How about that? He sits there in 4th. Steven Maggio back up here. Joe Berg gaining 15. So these guys on the move.
Yeah, and how about Maggio coming back to the front, Eliza? He was involved in our first caution, went around in front of the pack, took contact from a couple different race cars, but that 51 machine is back towards the front. And one of the few guys who's after your own heart, Eliza, who likes this track, is actually pretty good. He was leading. It really wasn't his fault that he got spun. He's already back here in the top 3 rows for this restart, so the field should already be worried seeing that 51 back up front.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't know how he made it back up here, but it is Steven, so not surprised whatsoever. We're going to go on board with Philip Bridgman as we go back to green here. He currently is 13th. As we're under green, Jimmy Cocker leading the field. These guys 2 wide all the way through. We'll see the chaos from Philip's point of view here, and you can just hear him getting on that throttle, but man, he was feathering it as he was trying to maintain that distance between everybody.
You gotta just be careful. You really do. Especially like spinning the tires, not so much a thing when you're on new tires, but it can still happen if you get on it too much. And we've seen multiple restart wrecks. It seems like Atlanta, of all the mile and a half, seems to have that be a characteristic where at least once a race, hopefully not tonight, but at least once a race, whether somebody's on old tires or they just jump on it and their vehicle gets out of control, that it's always Atlanta. It doesn't seem to be Charlotte, Kansas, any of the other ones. So it's really a weird characteristic or foible of Atlanta.
Yeah, and you know what? We haven't even talked about the tri-oval, how tricky that can be, especially when that tire wear starts to kick in. When you're going 2 to 3 wide through that tri-oval and you're trying to make those corners, it is so easy if you're on the bottom to shoot up the track and get loose. I mean, we haven't really seen an issue there just yet, but once we get a lot of laps under our belts, I think it's going to start to become an issue where these guys are sliding throughout that tri-oval.
That is true. That's definitely something these drivers are going to have to watch out for. And it's another thing that makes this track unique because, remember, Daytona, you don't really slide through the tri-oval in these cars. In the 87s you do, but again, that's why I compare this track with these cars to like running the 87s at Daytona and Talladega, where you have to balance throttle and brake. Because in these cars at Daytona and Talladega you don't, but here, these cars, you're having to be so careful, gas, brake, don't burn the tires up too quickly. And through that tri-oval, it's such a unique feature of this track that they kept it in. I'm kind of glad they kept it in because otherwise, I don't know how they would have reconfigured it to take that out after they brought it in, but it's a unique feature, and we've seen some fantastic finishes here because of that dogleg, because you're able to go 3 and 4 wide, which not easy to do. It can be done, but you're also it's who dares wins when we get down to the final laps here at Atlanta.
Man, it is starting to look extremely sketchy up front on this high side. Jimmy Cocker just getting a heck of a push by Travis Stroney in that 14 car. And we had Steven Maggio on Travis's back bumper just pushing the ever-living bananas out of him. So these guys were just on top of each other. And it made it look like Jimmy was getting extremely loose out front, but Steven is going to be right behind him. Travis goes down to that low side. And now we got some new players up top here. That 18 is going to be pushing. That's going to be Thomas Harmon on that high side. So very, very strong players out front currently.
Yeah, I was surprised to see Travis kind of duck down there. I was going to say something about that. Right now, Travis was in a really good spot running P2 because he was in a group with 3 of arguably the best active racers in Shake and Bake who have been here for a long time. You got Jimmy Cocker, Steven Maggio, and Thomas Harmon. And what do I always say with Harmon? Don't doubt him even when he starts from the back, because he always somehow finds a way to get himself up into position. And very quickly, we're barely like 30% of the way through the race, and Thomas is running P5, P6. So, like, Travis making it work on the bottom. He's clear off turn 4, and he's going to lead this lap.
Yeah, he's doing a heck of a job out there, kind of trickling up the track, trying to block that and keep that lead. And he started 20th, so he's gained 19 spots. The next hard charger is going to be Riley Sawyer, who sits P10, and he has gained 18 spots. So some good gains for a lot of these drivers, and this is just the type of track. You can gain a lot, but man, oh man, can you lose it all in a second.
In actually a split second. That's how
so
quick.
True.
That's how quick your day can go from great to just awful here at this track. And it's likewise, it can go from why did I bother showing up today to oh my God, I finished where? In an instant, because all you have to do is survive. And if you survive when things go wrong for other people, you can find yourself in the top 5 or even in victory lane when you don't expect it to be.
Right. Man, since we're not having anything crazy happening, I want to take a look at the points if we can and try to show those. We'll see if we can't get down to that graphic. But here, the point standings currently, Jimmy Cocker still in the lead. I mean, he's just had a phenomenal season. He's out there with 493 points. Thomas Harmon, Tristan Helf, these guys have remained top 3. We have the biggest mover is going to be Steven Maggio after winning 3 races. He's been extremely strong since coming in here part-time. Evan Adams gains 2. He's going to sit P14 with 279 points. And I have to mention it, Matt. Oh, nice save. Can he hold on to it?
Everybody scattered and around it. Good job by Travis to keep it out of trouble, but you talk about making good moves and having it go wrong. And it was just the air. Luke Allen took the air off the spoiler on corner exit. These cars get very light on the exit of these corners, and he just got a little too close to him. I give Travis a lot of credit, though. When I saw that car snap back to the right on the back straightaway, I thought for sure we were going to get at least a couple cars into it, but he kept it out of the wall, kept it out of everybody else. Our drivers did a great job to not panic and get around him, and we stay green.
Absolutely. I don't know. And we saw Travis make it back up onto the track. He was still spinning out. I don't know who that was right behind him, but fantastic job on missing Travis there. So, man, oh man, another chaotic moment, but we stay green. Jimmy Cocker still in the lead here. Steven Maggio in second. Austin Minnie in third. Joe Berg is going to be in fourth. Tristan Helf is going to round out your top 5.
And right in the mix is still Matthew Gale in 6th. I'm going to try to do this fast before the order changes because it can so quickly on a plate track. Behind him, we have Thomas Harmon in 7th. Francis Hamilton having a pretty solid day up in 8th. Riley Sawyer 9th. And Luke Allen, I believe, is 10th, although Philip Bridgman is alongside him for that spot as I speak.
Yeah, he sure is. Philip Bridgman, 11th. David Moransky, he's in 12th. Dylan C. Robb is going to be 13th. Brody Folliker going to be 14th. Andrew Sanford, 15th. And we see more chaos out here. Brian Pizzikimmy involved. We see him hit the wall here. Let's see if we can find out what exactly happened.
Just as I was about to say, good job by the field to get organized and get back together. Oh, John Velocity, just a push through the dogleg, and around he goes, and nowhere for Jordan McGraw. I think McGraw got him, and that's really what kicked him back up there. And then, Fortson Poston coming in late. And and the problem, Fortson's just down on the apron, hoping he can avoid it. He's not really expecting Brian to come down the track as much as he did, so that's unfortunate for everybody involved.
Yeah, I think Jordan McGraw got a clip of that also. So, man, just tough. The 12 car just, unfortunately, as you said, just tries to miss it. But, man, weave when you should have bobbed, you know? That's just how it
Zigged
works
when
out.
you should have zagged.
Yes, I know it was one of those things, but yeah.
I mean, I think that works too. But, yeah, but either way, he made a 50-50 call. He thought Brian was going to be higher up the track, and the problem is going into turn 1, you can get blinded by the sun, and especially off that smoke with the physics engine in iRacing, like that could have blinded him a little bit too. So it doesn't look too bad for the 34. Definite right front damage, but we've seen other cars with that type of damage be able to kind of get it repaired and stay up here and fight. So they might not be over for that 34 car.
We will see, but most of these drivers going in, Dakota Wilkins, he is still out there. We'll see if he is catching back up and possibly go onto pit lane here. But Austin Mitty, you see him getting those tires. Steven Maggio out, and Joe Berg out. He's the first one, actually. And I'm kind of curious, what happened to Jimmy Cocker here?
Maybe a little bit of strategy played. Looks like Jimmy came in. Nope, hits his marks, goes for a 4-tire stop, and I believe Joe Berg took fuel only. I think Matthew Gale tried to do that as well, but I think Gale rolled through his box. That's why he didn't get out with the lead, because Berg had a phenomenal pit stop to jump to the race lead. This should be interesting with a couple new players at the front of the pack that we haven't seen today.
Yeah, let's see if we can have a chat with Joe Berg here. Joe, I just stole you from your chat. It's Eliza. How you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
I wasn't saying anything.
Take us through your strategy. Very interesting strategy as we're getting ready to go back to green here.
I don't know. It felt like more people would want track position, but I guess I just thought differently. I got plenty of gas, though, so we'll see what happens, I guess. If it gets bad, I mean, we got plenty of laps, so
we do.
Try something now.
Yeah.
See what happens. I'm a little nervous, though. I want to let them know I'm taking the top here, but I can't queue up. So I'm just gonna type it real quick. Top. There we go.
You got it. I can put you back in too if you need it.
Sorry.
Well, I wish you a ton of luck. How's it feeling out there? Is it loose, tight, all of it, none of it?
I mean, unless somebody's right up on your bumper, it's really not that bad. I haven't been full throttle much this race either, so I don't know, guys. I'll push it for a little bit here, see how it feels.
All right. Well, I wish you a ton of luck. I'll put you back in your chat, and hopefully we'll see you in the booth afterwards.
Thank you.
All right. Joe Berg, he's got his hands full out there, but yeah, gas only. So we'll see how that works out for Joe.
And I mean, he's got a good point. There's plenty of laps to get it back if the car doesn't want to behave. The danger with that as well, though, is if the car really doesn't behave, he's got guys behind him on new tires, and if the car really doesn't behave and he has to back out of it into a corner and the guy behind him doesn't realize that, it could be a repeat of what we saw with David Moransky earlier in the race, where the driver behind him got into him. But we come back to the green, 2 new guys up front.
Here we go, coming back to green. The green flag will come out any second after a third caution. And man, these guys are stacking up on the low side. Not a great start from that inside line, but Joe Berg is off and running. And I kind of wonder if we had a missed shift here on the bottom lane. But man, kind of brutal out there for the 67.
Yeah, and old tires as well, and that is the thing as well with this iRacing system. Even though it's gotten a lot better with the launches and everything, it's still like, if you're the control car on a restart, you are gonna you can get such a big jump. Obviously, you don't usually want that at a plate track, but I think this time maybe Gale got caught a little bit, and remember, older tires than the cars around him, so he just didn't get a good enough launch, although he's got the grip right now hanging on that top side. If Philip Bridgman and Stephen Maggio can get up there, that we saw the top lane work. He's not out of the fight yet, as Joe Berg leads from Jimmy Cocker and Tristan Health.
Yeah, Matthew Gale on that outside. He's got a lot of help, so I think he's going to gain some spots back from that restart issue here. But Joe Berg, he's out front. He has his teammate Jimmy Cocker right behind him, Tristan Health, who is up 12 spots. He sits P3. Riley Sawyer up 24 spots. Oh, hard into the wall. Gale.
Caution is out, caution is out.
And more cars involved. 29 of Evan Adams goes around. And what did I say about old tires?
Man, oh man. Old tires. We see Matthew Gale go down. I'm not sure if he got loose or...
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a look. Yeah, it looks like he just got loose and got into the side of the 18, and that caused a little bit of chaos behind him.
Yeah, and a great job. You got to give Thomas Harmon a lot of credit for his car control. That very easily could have been Harmon into the outside wall as well. And when Gale got loose like that and came down and got him in the door, I think what also saved Thomas is that contact was more square in the door. If it had been a little further back, I don't think Thomas makes that save. So still great car control from him. And poor Evan Adams, I think just he sees chaos in the air and he's just trying to not get into it, expecting a wreck. And yeah, it's that same thing where the car unloads, he gets on the brakes to like slow down, and the car just snaps around on him.
Yeah, that just straight snapped on him, and if it didn't, he probably would have been okay. Unfortunately, that brake bias is an issue here. As you mentioned a couple of times, it definitely will get you. But we have Bearded Country out there. He says, hopefully I'll get my hardware issues fixed and actually get to race. So I hope so. It was fun getting to talk to you in the booth today. And I think the string of no luck in the booth pre-race interviews is continuing on.
Definitely. Craig Meyer, I know we didn't cover it. I went back and looked. It looked like he was glitching, like having some internet connection issues, and then all of a sudden he's in the outside wall, right front fender off the car. So that was just unfortunate for him because he's out. And who was the other one we talked to, Eliza? I forget.
Dakota Wilkins.
Dakota Wilkins, involved in another incident. So looks well, hopefully some of these guys who have damage can get it going and get back out there, but I'm not sure that, I think the day's done for like Flitcroft and Gale, who have been sitting there for a little bit. But other cars, Jordan McGraw still getting his damage repaired from that earlier incident, and Evan Adams, it doesn't look too bad on that 29 machine, so he might be able to get back out there and fight. Like we've seen it, we've had guys with damage, they've been able to get it repaired and get back out there, so they're not, if it's repairable, they're not necessarily out of this.
Yeah, we do have quite a few people on pit lane. Jose Ruiz making his way onto the track, but MJ Seals says that Matthew Gale is, he's done. He's got too much damage, unfortunately, so that's going to be the end of his night. Yeah,
it kind of looked like it with the hit to the outside wall. These cars, Yeah, these cars just, if you hit them in the wrong spot, they'll snap that front toe link, and not something that iRacing is modeled in that can be repaired. Even though in real life, that is the one thing in real life that if it's not too badly bent up, they can actually go behind the wall and fix it. They can like replace it. I think that's one of the things NASCAR allows them to replace from an accident, but unfortunately, iRacing doesn't have it, and you bend it, it's not great to drive, but if you break it, yeah, your night's pretty much over.
Right. Yeah, those right front issues when you wreck, it just pretty much, it can be a night ender very, very quickly, and that's what we've seen for a few of these drivers, unfortunately. Brennan Book, Tom Flitcroft, and several others, Matthew Gale. So we'll see if we can get any of them back on track. But on we go. Fourth caution of the night. Still plenty of racing left to do. But I'll tell you what, Jimmy Cocker, very, very consistent out here. Joe Berg, considering he took fuel only, it looks like he's feeling pretty all right considering he's still out here, P2.
Yeah, and he's just done a nice job. Like, and again, I think it's the fact that you can get control from the front. That's much better than in traffic on older tires. As Joe leads him into the EchoPark restart zone on the gas. And again, the inside line doesn't launch. It's not as bad as last time, but again, Joe gets the jump on a Toyota to his inside. He's going to clear, and I believe he's going to take the 84 with him of Riley Sawyer. And yes, he does. They clear two Chevrolets to the front here at EchoPark.
Yeah, a nice move on their end. And a lot of these leaders on restarts are really favoring that high side. There's just so much more control out there, and your car just feels better on the outside than it does on the inside. You get a nice jump at Joe. Man, what a move right there. Went high and dove it back down low, and you can see Tristan Helf on the outside leading that part of the field. He's got the 24 right behind him, and Steven Maggio, third car in line on that high side.
Yeah, and remember, Tristan was the guy I believe was second at Nashville last time out, and he wasn't too happy with running second. He's got a fast car. He's had great runs this year. Could tonight be the night where he parks that 38 in victory lane?
We're going to find out. I think tonight can see anyone as a winner. It's just one of those tracks that if you just survive and you make that move at the end, anyone can become a winner here. So we might see a new one, or we might see a repeat winner. But take a look, Tristan Helf going on that outside with a nice run. Joe Berg, can he hold on to it?
He does, and from personal experience, I can tell you, like, that is so easy to do, entering 3. I did that in an O'Reilly's car on old tires. It's just so easy to do. You turn down like you're expecting to, and I can guarantee you he probably went in there the last few laps. It felt fine, it felt fine, it felt fine. He goes in this time, doesn't feel fine, and credit to him, he actually kept it completely under control and got down off the racing surface so that guys could go by him without running him over. Good credit as well to Riley Sawyer and the cars behind him for not running over Joe, because that could have very easily turned into the big one there in turn 3.
Oh, for sure. That puts Joe Berg in 16th currently, right around Dakota Wilkins. So these guys going to be next to each other here. But man, he's going to have to do some work to make it back up to the front. But again, it can be easy to make up those positions, just as easy it is to lose them. So we'll see how it pans out for him. But Steven Maggio, he is on that outside with some help from David Moransky, and he's got a few takers on the outside along with him. The 42 of Brody Folliker is going to be one of them, our previous Xfinity champ on the outside.
Yeah, and we haven't spoken a lot about Brody tonight outside of him diving down pit road to avoid that wreck off of turn 4. But finally, Brody up here near the front. He knows how to get it done. He's no slouch. Like you said, previous Xfinity champ, trying to find a way to get himself to the lead for the first time.
Yeah, that looks like pure chaos around 12, 13, 14. These guys looked like they were getting so loose going around the corners. And you can see Dakota Wilkins in that 44 machine. He sits 14th. He's going to be on the inside with the 23 to his outside. That's actually going to be Nick Tarana, who should be in the 10 machine. So we have two 23s out there, but these guys just on top of each other. And you can see it looks like Jordan McGraw getting a little bit loose on that outside. I think he's having some issues with handling after an earlier incident in a wreck.
It's entirely possible. I can't imagine that Texas Tech Chevy is completely repaired. The pace laps here, this is the downside to having this track as a plate track. It's only a mile and a half long, so it takes a mile at the same time as like a standard mile and a half, like Chicagoland or Kansas, for the field to come around under caution. While you can get work done, it's not the 2.5 to 3 minutes that you sometimes get at Daytona or Talladega. So you have to really chip away at your damage. It's another reason why you really, really need to keep your car clean if you can at all help it.
Oh, absolutely. And we have Matthew Gale in chat says, got messed up on the restart because I got a nose ahead without going over pace speed. So we had to check up on the inside right as they started, and then the car snapped with no warning. So unfortunately, that's how his race went tonight. He says, classic plate race for me.
Yep, I can attest to that race with him in other leagues, and that is his luck when it comes to plate racing. So it's unfortunate to see because he's having a fantastic run. I was privately celebrating when he qualified P5 and he was up there at the front with a chance to lead. Unfortunate the way that his night came to an end because he was starting to build momentum back on that top side and had a chance to do that.
You can see we're getting a nice sunset here at EchoPark Speedway. Tristan in the lead, and he's already got 2 wins so far this season. One at Kansas. The next one was at Texas. But it has been several races since he's gotten another win. So could he be a 3-time winner this season here tonight? Again, we're going to have to find out. Anyone can win. Anything can happen. And it's lap 65 of 104. So there's still a ton left as far as racing goes. But Philip Bridgman, how about that? Sitting P2, and he's been up here quite a bit. He's up 17 spots, so a huge amount gained for him.
Yeah, and talk about like being able to repair damage and come back to the front. Philip was in that lap 1 chaos that kept Maggio and Book when Maggio got turned in front of the pack. Philip was in that wreck, had damage. The crew able to get that 24 car fixed. Looks solid at the front, and right now he's second. And if he decided to take the push from that 7 up top, he could probably go by the 38.
I'm going to go on board with Joseph Turley. We'll see. Man, it's just, it looks so chaotic. I mean, there's just not a lot of control that you have on where you can go. He's on the high side, currently sitting 12th, exactly where he started. But you can see he can't go down low. We've got cars there. He's not going to make it 3 wide. There's no one that's probably going to follow it. It's just too risky. So a lot of this is just really feathering that throttle, making sure you're taking care of the car ahead of you and the car behind you, hoping that they don't hit you in an odd spot, which would be around a corner or the tri-oval. So right now, this is a race of let's log in some laps, and we'll try to make some moves when we can.
Exactly. It's all about survival here, and Joe just trying to run mid-pack. And I always would get nervous running mid-pack at whatever plate track, whether it's Daytona, Talladega, because there is really no, especially where he is up on the high line, there's no, like I say, there's nowhere to go at EchoPark once they did this reconfiguration. There's absolute, like, there is less than 0 room if you're up top and the wreck happens going into a corner. You are pretty much in it if it happens in front of you. So, like, Joe just hopes he can survive right now and get ready to make a run at it. They're almost, I think they're nearly 3 wide at the front.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. We have a new leader. It's going to be Philip Bridgman as we come to the start-finish line. Tristan Helf is going to get a nose out here. You can see him on that high side. These guys just so incredibly strong. I'm kind of so, ooh, 3 wide. Phillip goes in the middle, almost causes a huge issue there, but they hold on to it. Tristan Helf gonna take it low. Luke Allen to the outside.
And Luke back down low. Leader's trying to make a move, and now Luke trying to go low, and Tristan, everybody switching lanes. The past half a lap, Eliza. Everybody going everywhere. All started with Phillip Bridgman trying to come up and like maybe take the air off the outside line, as Tristan Helf now controlling both lanes. Brody got tabbed. Ooh, saves it. Ooh, that could have been ugly going down in the corner, but they all keep it straight.
Man, oh man. You can tell these cars are starting to not handle exactly how they started. We're getting loose around the corners. We're having to do a lot of feathering of the throttle around these corners, trying to keep that car underneath us. I mean, these guys are just feeling loose everywhere, which can be fun, but it can also be terrifying, especially when you're going this fast. These guys are absolutely flying. I mean, we're talking speeds of 180 right now, so it can get very sketchy very quickly.
100% when it's 100% right now with these cars in the draft, and we have done a number of laps under green. And remember, off the gale caution, I don't believe anybody really came down except to repair damage. So these drivers, the rubber getting older and older, they're still pushing these cars, and all it takes is one slip up, like we saw with Joe Berg. Go down in the corner one time, ask a little too much of the car on entry, and it's just so easy for these Gen 7s to snap around.
Tristan Helf still controlling that inside line. A nice push from Phillip Bridgman behind him, but you have to really know when to push that guy in front of you and when to back off, give him some space. And we're getting tight when somebody is behind us. We're getting loose when someone's on top of us. So it's just you're feeling everything all at once, and the corners themselves are going to knock you loose anyway. So these guys, they definitely have their hands full. You can see Phillip Bridgman going down low, Tristan Helf going up high, trying to block that run. Luke Allen to the inside. We're going to have a huge chaos.
Oh, and that's the big one, ladies and gentlemen. That is the big one. And Darrell Waltrip said, Darrell Waltrip would say, that ain't gonna work, boys. Oh, I could tell that was coming too. Like Tristan, he's in the middle. You could tell he was trying to control both lanes. He tries to get up in front of the onrushing lane on that outside, and then realizes he can't do it, realizes he's in the sucker hole, and tries to get back down, but they're already there. And then like I pointed it out, there is nowhere to go. It's nowhere to hide when this happens at this track.
Man, oh man, let's try to go on board with Brody Folliker.
That was a hard hit for that 42.
Yeah, sure was. He got snagged. Thought he was going to make it through, gets snagged on his way by, and hard hit to the wall. A couple other cars hit him, and man, that is definitely going to be the big one right there. A lot of drivers on pit lane trying to repair that damage. I'll tell you what, are we going to have anyone left after this 5th caution? Just take a look at the front end of these cars currently. I don't see a single clean car on pit lane.
No, and a number of these front runners in trouble. Berg damaged, Folliker damaged, Tristan Helf obviously heavily damaged. Tom Flitcroft's been on pit road already. Joe Turley came down just to try to get a little bit and get back out there, and he's going to probably circle back and come right back down pit road, but wanting to stay on the lead lap if he can. And Brian Pizzakemi already had damage, got into it. Dakota Wilkins looks like he might have a little bit. Michael Adams has a little bit. There's Travis Stroney, another front-running car that's gone to the front, fell back, come back up. He's got it. Moransky unfortunately, his luck runs out. He's gonna be going to Waffle House a little, or he won't need to be there at midnight. He'll be there in plenty of time for, well, he'll be there in plenty of time for dinner. That Waffle House car is toasted.
10 drivers on track right now. The rest of the field on pit lane. I don't know that I've ever seen that amount of drivers on pit lane. 11th on down, trying to get that damage repaired. I mean, we have no fast repairs. You get damage, you got to fix it. Otherwise, your night is done. And a lot of these drivers, their night is done. 27th on is out of the race so far.
Yeah, and you can see a few damaged cars making their way out. Current meatballs as I pull it up right now. Tom Flitcroft, obviously. Luke Allen still sitting on pit road. I don't know if that's a repairable one. Tom Harmon is rolling, as is Joe Turley. Looks like Jordan McGraw and others rolling. So Luke Allen might be done. Tristan Helf not rolling either. So I think that 38 cars day is done as well. So the shocked look for the M&Ms definitely applies after that one. And
yeah, it's just one of those things. That third win is not going to happen for Tristan tonight after leading quite a few laps. We do have a new leader out here, though. It's going to be Riley Sawyer in that 84 car. He gains 27 spots. Now, it's when you have a wreck that happens out front, it's just so hard to miss. I mean, we're talking about the leader here. And once that leader wrecks, there's just really nowhere for you to go because pure chaos is going to break out and cars are just going to be going left, right, and center. You're just hoping that you can somehow squeeze through.
Yeah, and Riley got lucky with that as well because the contact that got Brody and sent Brody around also hit Riley, but I think the net code, we always complain about it, but in that case I think it saved him because that should have snapped the 84 around, but he's still out there and he's still got a chance. You got to take advantage. Netcode can be so evil, but when it gives you that, you got to take advantage. And he's got a perfect opportunity right now to take advantage. And look at who's behind Austin Mitty, his pick of the race, Dylan Robb behind him on this restart.
How about that? Can we get a Dylan win tonight? He's currently out there 5th and 6th. We see the green flag underway, though. Lap 79 of 104. Riley Sawyer on the inside, and he's got Jimmy Cocker, who was not playing on that restart. He is already side by side with that 84 on that high side. Philip Bridgman right behind him. These two are solo so far up front.
Yeah, the thing is, though, they're okay being solo. You can be solo up there as long, because the bottom line really didn't get connected until they got to, turn 3. Now that bottom line's connected a little bit, the 84 trying to get the run up top, or on the bottom, and get away. He leads that lap, but Jimmy Cocker came right there, and he says he doesn't like this style of racing.
Yeah, he's had incredible speed this year, so maybe this race will change his mind. It's a little early to speak, but we'll see. But David Moransky, trying to play Flight Simulator, says, my car was airborne. Don't know if the stream caught that, but he says, I don't think cars are supposed to take flight.
Well, I mean, he does have a 7 on the door, and when Corey LaDroit drove that 7, it did tend to go flying. So, I mean, it's not supposed to, but we've seen these next gens get airborne.
That's very true. That is very true. Man, these guys just side by side. I mean, they look like they're in great form, trying to keep that line steady. A couple of them getting a little wobbly out there, but Jimmy Cocker leading that high side, and they are just cruising with that momentum. He's got Jose Ruiz up there, Philip Bridgman, the 16, Dylan Robb, so a lot of strong players out there.
Yeah, and a lot of strong players who, hung out at the back, like Dylan Robb. We hung around, 18th, 19th all night. He just kind of decided, and kind of gets forced upon you at sometimes. There's times where you don't want to be up there, but when a wreck like that happens, you find yourself up at the front, especially here where you can't just do the Denny Hamlin, where you don't want to be up there and just get out of line on the back straightaway, go to the back, and you have room. to like get back up and merge back into traffic. Like you're kind of just forced to go on the offensive. So we'll see if Dylan can actually make something happen. Although he slipped back a few spots since the restart.
On board with Dylan now, you can see him just holding on to that wheel right behind the 48, his teammate Francis Hamilton. He's got Jose Ruiz on his high side. These guys lap 84 of 104. This race gonna quickly come to a close, so this is where aggression might start to happen, and we've already seen the big one. But is it going to be the only one of the night? That's where we're going to have to find out. I hope it is, though. You want to see these drivers come home clean and get that finished. We see Luke Allen in the chat. He says, second time I've DNF from the top 10 this season. Did nothing wrong both times. And, you know, it comes with territory. Again, I'll say it's EchoPark, and it gets crazy out here. It just does.
Yeah, and again, it's just the nature of the beast, and it's just the nature of plate racing. Like, guys will do nothing wrong all day, and it's so frustrating. I know I speak from experience. I know Eliza's probably had it happen to her multiple times where you don't do anything wrong all day. You make it over half the distance, you feel confident in the car, and you're probably just running comfortably, riding, kind of hoping the laps wind down before you make your move, and then bang, something happens, not even something you started or you're not even anywhere near it, but there's just nowhere to go, and you're in it, and your day's ruined. You're either too damaged to keep up with the pack, or you're just out in the blink of an eye, and it can be so frustrating at plate tracks.
Yeah, it's so true. I mean, you're just at the mercy of what goes on around you, and if you can avoid it, you're very lucky. Sometimes you make good moves to avoid it, but a lot of times these tracks are just a lot of luck, and that's what some of these drivers have an issue with, that you just have to have that luck on your side, and it doesn't take, as they say, a ton of talent. It's just more so the luck part, and some of these drivers, they can't wait to get past tonight. I'll say that for sure.
Absolutely, and the other problem is as well, like, again, this track being narrow because it's converted from its original 1.5 miles. Not original, but you know what I mean, the old dogleg format, that there's nowhere to go into turns 3 and 4 when a wreck happens. Like, at least at Daytona and Talladega, you can if you're on the bottom, you might be able to kind of hook the apron and get down. With the almost progressive banking here at EchoPark, from the apron up to the actual banking, as we see the field lap Brian Fisichemi, these cars just tend to full gravitate right back onto the track. So even if you get down on the apron, even if you see an accident happen, there's no guarantee you're going to be able to dodge it, because your car is just, if you don't realize it, your car is just going to slide straight back up into the melee.
And a lot of times, yeah, there's just nothing you can do about it. But, man, these guys are really single file for the first several cars. And then we see that second line trying to form. We have a couple more takers up there to try to get something moving upwards. But we're lap 90 of 104. Jimmy Cocker out in the lead, looking for his next win, which would be win number 4. He is the points leader. He's had a phenomenal run so far this season. Riley Sawyer, he could get a win this season. He hasn't had one yet, so he would be another new winner. Austin Mitty, same for him, a new winner if he gets this done. He's had incredible speed, a lot of talent, and man, he's kept it really clean so far tonight.
Absolutely, and look at and this is the great equalizer as well. Like, you will get upset winners, and I'm not referring to really Austin Mitty, but it's guys we don't usually talk about in consideration for a win in Shake and Bake here. You know, Riley Sawyer, Philip Bridgman, Dylan Raub, and Dylan not so much. Like, Dylan's just not had the luck this year, but he's had the luck tonight. And even Michael Adams, who's come in, not had the best speed, but he's right now up there trying to make that outside line work behind Brooks Mustaine, who I guess he does have the Grillos and Pickles car luck that Todd Gilliland had, because he's been involved in a few accidents, and he's still out there, and the car's been fixed. It's still fast. He's still fighting up there, so don't count him out either.
Yeah, there's quite a few drivers that have been involved in some cautions and somehow are still out there, did not give up. And you can see, as you said, Brooks, he's sitting 7th. And Steven Maggio, he's still out here. He's currently sitting 13th. So great to see that they're still out there, and they're not a lap down either. So that's good news. You see Travis Stroney sitting 14th. We saw him earlier just lose it on track and did not bring out a caution, but it was a close call.
Absolutely, and how about Steven Maggio? He's been involved in at least 2 accidents tonight, 2 big ones where he's gotten very lucky that the damage hasn't been like race ending, because we've seen like lesser accidents tonight, like the one that took Matthew Gale out, end up being race ending just because of the way he gets hit or hits the fence. Steven's been lucky that, yeah, it's been a lot of damage, but it's been repairable, and that 51 is still fast. Don't count him out to try to find a way to get yet another win. It would be his 4th time if that 51 somehow leads this field home.
I know, that's crazy. We're coming up 9 laps to go here at EchoPark Speedway. Jimmy Cocker still leading. Let's see how many laps he has led so far. It's been 45 laps. Absolutely incredible. Man, again, just so strong this season. He says he's felt good wherever he's gone, and it shows.
And that's the thing, when you have confidence it's definitely when you gain confidence in yourself. Like, Jimmy's already very, very good. Like, racing against him in the Gen 6 package last season, he was I could see very quickly he's one of the best here. But when you give a guy like that confidence, he can become almost untouchable and almost undeniable. You see Austin Mitty and Brooks Mustang flip lanes. Austin Mitty trying to go to the top of the 84 for second, and Michael Adams now that second car in the outside line.
This is where things start to get a little sketchy. The aggression creeps up on us as we have 7 to go here. Guys are going to start to take to that outside line, trying to make up some positions. We might even see 3 wide. I don't know how these guys would handle 3 wide. I mean, these cars are just, they got to be feeling really, really loose and unhandling right now. So I can't imagine 3 wide, but we'll see how they do. Jimmy Cocker still leading it. We have Brooks Mustang making his way up there. We have Austin Mitty giving him a huge push on that outside.
And the thing is, that front 4 is very well connected. The top line, not really. Like, the front 2 were linked nose to tail down the front straightaway through the dog leg, but now they get back together. And the problem is Steven Maggio almost pulled Nick Tarana. God, I almost said Jose Ruiz because he's in a 23 car.
Right.
But and now he tries to now he goes 3 wide. All that's doing is helping that inside line get away, because that's just slowing down everybody being 3 wide. But drivers are going to have to be selfish if they want to do anything. And it's not even at this point, some of these guys further back, it's just getting what they can get. They know they're probably not winning, so they're just trying to take any run they get to gain positions. And unfortunately, it's just completely destroyed that outside line for Brooks Mustang and Austin Mitty.
Yeah, they have an uphill battle to climb to try to make it. 4 laps to go, but Brooks, I mean, he looks really, really strong out there. He just needs a little bit more help. And that inside line, as you said, they are so strong right now. You can see that line very well formed. They have less track to go through, but it is more treacherous down there when you have that tire wear. But they are holding on to it and doing a fabulous job. You see Pickle Princess out there rooting for Brooks Mustang. He's doing an amazing job. Hopefully get him a top 3 tonight.
And he's done a very good job, rallied from early trouble, and he's been able to survive the chaos around him. He's right up there on the edge of the top 5, but that outside line really needs to get formed here as we're getting ready to come to 2 laps to go, because right now, if that line doesn't get there, it could be one of the top 3 fighting for the win, although they're starting to come back, so we come to 2 to go.
Yeah, here we go. 2 laps to go. Jimmy Cocker looking for his 4th win of the season. Riley, Phillip, Brooks, Francis, These guys looking for their first win.
The
So we'll
37's
see.
around. Are we going to get a caution? Yes,
Caution
we do.
out.
Pointing out.
Man, oh man.
Oh, and that is not what that's not what Jimmy Cocker wanted
No.
to see. Probably about 10 seconds away from seeing the white flag and this race going official. Andrew Sanford. I saw him get loose off of turn 2.
Yeah.
I believe
He's getting pushed by Travis.
Yeah, Travis Stroney, and it's that point where you have to go, and it's so unfortunate, isn't it? Where you just have to do that. You have to be willing to take the risk of taking that push right now, because you're not going to go anywhere if you don't. And caution flies. That's going to give us a 2-lap shootout at Echo Park. And some guys coming down pit road. Oh, we got some strategery here.
I am very, man, I'm nervous for these guys. We're gonna have all the aggression out here. I mean, like you said, we were so close to the final lap. Who's gonna go in on this?
Well, I think a lot of people were considering it, but they're realizing Brooks is gonna go, and then we get a number of guys further back. I'm kind of surprised Brooks is gonna go. We're gonna get a number of other cars further back in this pack, but everybody that looked like they were gonna go with him, like Philip Bridgman and I believe Riley Sawyer as well, they choose to bail out and come back up on the track. I mean, 2 laps. I mean, I kind of understand the decision for them to bail out, realizing that, you know, they might not. This lap is so short, they really don't have time. That the new tires are, new tires are barely going to be up to temp by the time they get to the checkered flag. So,
yeah, let's
I can
have a
understand
chat.
The bailout. Sorry.
Let's have a chat with Jimmy Cocker. I stole you from your chat, Jimmy. It's Eliza. How you doing?
Doing good, Eliza. How are y'all?
Man, an unfortunate caution coming out. How you gonna hold on to this lead?
Hopefully a lot of luck. Maybe we can channel what we had at Daytona and get a push from a teammate. I don't know. We're gonna have to definitely fight for this one. I thought maybe we had a chance to just pull away there, me and Riley, and tell it out between the two of us. But you know, late race cautions, they happen.
They do happen indeed. How are the tires feeling?
Honestly, I haven't really abused them. I feel good. I feel like I'm probably the most stable out front, so if we can just keep the lead here, I like our chances.
Fair enough. Well, I wish you a ton of luck. We'll see if you can get your 4th win so far this season. We'll see what happens.
I hope so, Liza.
All right, you guys heard it there from Jimmy Cocker. They stay out. It's going to be very interesting. Our top 15 drivers out. Evan Adams coming out on track. Dakota Wilkins making his way out. Andrew Sanford, who that came out for, he's coming back out on track. Fusion, let me know. He says, "Are those not penalties? What are we talking about? Penalties?
The guys who decided to dive back out of pit road, and I think I do think that iRacing allows it. I think if it was real life, that you're inside the commitment cone, and like if it was real life, I believe that would be a penalty. But I don't think iRacing really has a proper way to like enforce it. So all those guys deciding to bail out on pitting, we'll see. But I think that's what he's referring to, because there is a commitment cone down there, and you should have to stay, but I don't believe that's a iRacing penalty, because, again, I don't think iRacing really has a good way to enforce, you know, this extended pit road entry, given the fact that we have to enter in turn 3 here.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely something we'll have to look at after the race, but these guys... Pace car lights are out. We're getting ready to go back to green after our 6th caution of the night. Jimmy Cocker hoping to bring home win number 4. He's got Riley to his outside. and that is who he was working with, so he's going to try to get back down the track, and he does so. Philip Bridgman going to be in third.
Yeah, here we go, and already 3 wide, deeper in the pack. All that's going to do is slow it up. Dylan Robb falling back. Thomas Harmon now with help from Michael Adams, but that line is out of it. As here comes Francis Hamilton with Austin Mitty and Nick Tarana jumping to the outside. They're going to go to the top, and the top line has numbers now. This could be trouble for Jimmy off 4. White flag. Francis Hamilton leads it at the stripe.
Look at this. Francis Hamilton in the picture to win his first race of the season. Can he get it done? Francis Hamilton looking strong, going to the inside, coming into turn 3. That is an FIWB teammate right there. Jimmy Cocker going to be to the outside. I think it's going to come down to the wire, but he needs that push from Riley Sawyer. It's going to be Francis Hamilton with a huge run here, and he's going to get that win. And man, oh man, Austin Mitty almost took it. Almost.
He almost did. He went below the line to get there, but I don't know. I think they kind of got forced, and the gloves all came off of turn 4 there. Francis did the right thing. He came up through the block. He knew Jimmy was going to be the only one who could get there off of 4. Great job by Francis. He makes the move at the right time and snags the win. Great job from Francis.
Caution is what he needed, and I'll tell you what, he was a sneaky one, just playing it steady during the race, and that final caution, he made the moves that were necessary to bring it home as the checkered flag, beating out his teammate for FIWB, Jimmy Cocker.
And now, Jimmy's probably not as calm now that he didn't win. I thought he sounded very calm when you pulled him up in the booth. Me, I would have been like, oh, I really didn't want that. you would have heard me going like the crud in my voice. He was like, oh, I'm fine. And I bet now he's a little less happy about it.
You know, I know he's got to be thrilled for his teammate. If he's gonna lose, I know he would want to lose to his teammates. And this is gonna be Francis, his first win of the season. So I know he's got to be excited for him for sure.
Absolutely, and given the fact that Francis has had a little bit of a rough streak through the season, for him to come out and get the win tonight and doing the way he did, you know he's going to be happy about it.
Nice celebration from Francis as he takes the checkered flag, beating out his teammate. Man, what a huge battle on that final lap. Francis, take us through that final lap. How did you get it done after gaining 22 spots from where you started?
Yeah, honestly, a big shout out to Austin. I kind of got a bad restart and fell in line behind the 24 car, and Crab stuck with me when I got the run to go top, and we were honestly able to go by way faster than what I thought. So thank you to him, and yeah, FIWB boys worked well together all night, including Crab. He's a part of the gang tonight, and yeah, 2 career wins now. I think we're gonna beat Jim for the championship the old-fashioned way. He's gonna dominate the entire season. We're just gonna steal it from him.
Man, oh man. I know Jimmy Cocker has to be excited for his teammate to win it here, but I'm excited for you. First win of this season, and as you said, second win here in SnB. But man, that is an incredible run. How did the car feel for you tonight? I know some drivers were saying tires were okay. Others were like, it's sketchy.
Yeah, no, she was a handful for sure, especially, I was around like 5th to like 7th on the bottom the entire race, and almost had it get away from me a few times. So definitely didn't handle the best. I almost got crashed about 15 times. I was right in the middle of it every single time, but yeah, happy it worked out. Happy I was able to live. I was going to be okay with the top 5, but just, when you get a run like that, coming to the white flag, you have to take it.
Oh, absolutely. That was an incredible run to the checker there. And my next question is, how do you avoid the chaos, especially when it's such tight racing like that?
You pray. Hit the brake, I guess, when they crash, but it's all just a game of chess. There's if they crash, you're probably just a 80% chance you're involved. So glad that I, beat the odds, and we'll definitely take the win.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations. First one of the season. And man, oh man, like I said, an incredible race to the finish here. Next week, we are headed to Indy. How do you feel about that?
Indy, that's what we go to.
Pretty sure.
Hopefully we have more passes than they did on Sunday. That's for sure. I think it's definitely be a clean air race or a track position race where you qualify is more than likely where you're going to probably finish. So hopefully the FIWB boys bring good qualifying setups because that's 100% going to matter.
I agree. A strong season for FIWB. Again, congratulations on the win. I'm super pumped for you. Heck of a way to finish the race. Great run.
Thank you.
All right, Matt, we have Austin Mitty in second. I'm telling you, he had a strong run, very consistent.
Absolutely, up at the front for most of the race, looking like the Hurricane Hocevar, who normally drives that 77 Ziegler Automotive Group Chevy. Austin, Matt in the booth, great run for you tonight. Can you talk us through the last few laps, and was there anything you maybe could have done to find a way around that 48, or were you kind of just stuck pushing him and hoping some chaos broke out there?
Yeah, I felt like Daytona all over again. Is pushing one of those guys, but I think I was looking at the replay. I thought Philip was gonna try and make it 3 wide. I thought maybe I blocked it, like try to predict that he's gonna go below me, maybe would push me instead, and maybe I would have got Francis, but
Gotcha. And talk us through your race, man, because you were extremely consistent at a track where we saw a lot of guys come and go, have problems. How did you find a way to stay up towards the front for most of this race?
yeah, I think I got pricked, especially in that last caution there. I think I missed it pretty well. I was just ripping on the inside, and it's just really luck at the end of the day. If you miss it, you miss it.
And this has got to give you some good momentum again. Like you talked about having a solid run at Daytona, and now you have another solid run at another drafting track. We have Talladega later in the season. Does this give you some confidence going there, given the fact that you drive the car of the last Cup winner to go to Daytona with Hocevar? Does that give you some confidence going to Talladega that maybe you can get one there?
I mean, I guess, but to be honest, I really don't like restrictor plates. I feel like they're just like, I don't know. It's like hit or miss. It's like you get caught in the big one, you get wrecked. You get out of the race, or you dodge it on you there at the end. But I don't see. I raced about 15 A-fixed at Indy this week, and I got wiped out in almost every one of them. So hopefully next week it might be different in the league instead.
Well, you're getting your practice in for it. What are your thoughts going to Indianapolis next week?
Oh, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be probably really boring. Probably just gonna everybody sit in a line and just I don't know. My A-fix and NAS were terrible, so I can't really tell you too much. But hopefully, I don't know. Maybe I could be a qualifying demon again, and hopefully maybe get pole and lead 2 laps and then finish 5th. That'd be cool.
Gotcha, Austin. Well, congratulations on the good run tonight, and good luck when we go to Indy next week.
I appreciate it. Have a good night, guys.
Yep, good. Yep. You have a good one too, Eliza. Our third place finisher led us to the white flag, led us to the final restart. Unfortunately, couldn't quite hang on to the lead, Mr. Jimmy Cocker.
Jimmy, what do you think you could have done differently to try to get that win tonight?
Honestly, I don't think there's much I could have done. I was very dedicated to the bottom, had a really good push down there, but the top out of turn 2, man, I guess I should have blocked that, but I didn't want to leave Riley all alone on the bottom. I wanted to stay with him. So yeah, I don't know. I think even if I did make that block, Frank had such a huge run going down the backstretch. He would have just made it on my outside. He would have been able to poke it and still get out there, and then I probably would have been in the sucker hole anyway. So I really don't think there's anything I could have done, but
yeah,
I'll look back at it and see what could be done. And we got Talladega still as a super speedway to go, I think. So I'll and Daytona. So I'll look back at those.
That's true. We spoke to you before. actually, you said in Discord how you didn't like this track. And you weren't a fan of going here. Has that changed at all? Or is it still the same?
No, it hasn't changed at all. I still hate this place. I hate, like, somehow, some way, my car was very balanced in clean air. Usually when you're in clean air, it wants to get really snappy on you. But somehow my car seemed like the best out in clean air. I had really good pushers all night. Austin and Riley were fantastic pushers. They knew lay off in the corners, let me gather it up, let me wash up a little bit, and then we'll just hold the bottom. So big hats off to Austin and Riley for that. They knew exactly how to push, and I think that really helped me lead a lot of laps tonight. We didn't win it, but I am very happy with a P3. Very happy that Francis Hamilton won this freaking race. And very happy that Austin Mitty got second. I wish he would have gone outside on that last lap, though. I was going with him. I was going to pay him back for Daytona. He never did it.
It's coming. His win is still coming, but man, you had such a consistent run tonight. Led 56 laps, a little more than half the race. So, man, that's huge right there. Indianapolis, we're going there next week. Like it or hate it.
Depends where I qualify. I really need to get in the lab and figure out what the heck to do for qualifying, because all my NISs qualified 23rd and 20th. So,
ouch.
That's not going to do it. You're going to be stuck back there. And the other thing is, I mean, NIS is a full-length race. This thing is going to be, what, 60 laps, 80 laps, something like that?
Right.
That's going to be really hard to make up spots in that allotted amount of time.
64 laps for next week, and you guys heard it there. Qualifying is going to be huge next week, but Jimmy, I gotta say, congratulations on the third. Man, that untimely caution came out, but an FIWB teammate won it first of the season for Francis, so huge congratulations to him, and a congratulations to you on a third place finish.
Yeah, pumped for all the boys tonight.
All right, Matt, that is it for us tonight. Oh, I just heard someone's engine pop right there. Nice celebrating. And like I said, next week we're headed to Indianapolis, and qualifying is going to be king there.
Absolutely, it is. Track position is going to be absolutely mental, and I think we'll see guys play strategy. You just like here, if you come in and you realize, okay, I think I want to try to get to the front, you might see guys take fuel only if we have if we have cautions, to just try to get to the lead and get in clean air, because as we saw in the Cup race with Corey Heim, once he got out front, despite Christopher Bell getting to him multiple times, he couldn't do anything with him, and Logano couldn't do anything with Bell when he got there. So track position is going to be key. Qualifying is key, and then if we get cautions, maybe we'll see some strategy play out to put new people at the front.
We'll see how it goes, but be sure to tune in next week to see how it all plays out Monday at 8:10 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight, and I hope you have a great rest of the week.
See you guys later.